Hello everyone, welcome to another Sunday Favorites. This is a series where I'm highlighting some of my favorites from our new annual catalog. Today I am focusing on the Layering Leaves stamp set. This is a brand new stamp set in our annual catalog. I absolutely love these beautiful fonts and the greetings on here. And then all the images down here, they coordinate with our Bough Punch. This is a punch that we've had for a while, and this is one that I use all the time. I love using this to add greenery to lots of different projects. So I'm so excited that we have a stamp set that coordinates with it now. So this is the card we are making today. It opens up like this. It's kind of a variation on a gatefold. It is so fun. It's so cute. I had a lot of fun making this one. So we are going to make this card today, and we're going to kind of mix it up. I'm using some DSP. This is the Inked Botanicals DSP. This DSP is so fun. It coordinates with one of our suites in the catalog. It is on sale this month. I'm just going to kind of flip through it quickly to see some of those patterns. There are lots and lots of amazing patterns, and this color palette is just pretty stunning. And then the opposite side also has some stunning patterns too. You can get this in June for 15% off. You can shop for that in my online store. But we are going to use this paper, and this paper has like this Lost Lagoon grid on one side and then a crushed curry flower print on the other side. We're actually going to use both sides. So I'm using the same DSP. We're going to use both sides of the paper so we don't have to decide which side is better to glue down. We're going to use them both, but I absolutely love this card. I think it's super fun. It'll stand up on a mantle or a table or a desk. So let's get started on this card. All right, so we need to start with our card base for this one, and this one is going to take it's going to take a whole sheet of cardstock. I've cut it in half at 5 1/2, and both of these pieces are scored at 4 1/4 and at 2 1/8. So we're going to fold on that 4 1/4 in half, and then we're going to fold back on the 2 1/8 this way. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with the other one. Fold on in half and then fold that one back. These are going to get adhered together just like this, and then your card will open. Now, because these are both exactly 4 1/4, I like to kind of trim just a tiny bit off of the edge of one of them, and I'm talking maybe like 1/8 of an inch. We don't need to trim it too much, so just a tiny little sliver. That's really going to help our card go together much easier. Everything is going to line up much better. So when we put that in now, our pieces meet in the front, and it'll open much smoother. Okay, let's go ahead and adhere this down and grab some adhesive. We are going to just put adhesive on the back of the one that we trimmed. Oh, I just ran out. Grab another one. All right, this is the one that we trimmed that tiny bit off, and we're gonna just kind of put it right up against that score line. We don't want to go over the score line. We just want to make sure that these don't overlap in the middle, and we'll just press that down. And this is the base for our card, just like that. Now, all of the measurements for this card are going to be in the video description, so don't worry about writing any of them down. All right, now I have 4 pieces of DSP, and you had to use 2 sheets because it's 6 by 6 DSP, so you're only going to get 3 of these per sheet. So I used 2 sheets of DSP. They are all cut to 5 3/8 by 2. And I used a crushed curry card base on this one. This one I used Lost Lagoon. Both of these colors coordinate, but I'm going to switch up the DSP this time. I'm going to put the crushed curry on the outside and the Lost Lagoon on the inside. So let's go ahead and get some adhesive on the back of all of our papers here. We'll start with our outside pieces. This little grid pattern is one of my favorites. I love that, and it's in Lost Lagoon, which is one of my favorite colors. So that's going to get glued down, and you're only going to have a small little border. Our DSP is only 1/8 smaller than the little panels here, so it's going to be a very slim border. So just kind of get it in there as best you can, and then we're going to put our Lost Lagoon pieces in here like this. Okay, so let's get these adhered down, and then we will get to our stamping. Okay, one more, and then we're going to get to our stamping. This is a really easy fun fold, and it's one that everybody loves. A good fun fold. This is always a good fun fold. So this will open just like that. Okay, let's get to our our stamping. So I'm going to bring this back in. Now, if this bothers you that it doesn't stay closed, you can wrap a belly band around it and then attach your circle piece to a belly band, and that will keep it closed. It doesn't bother me too much because when it's in the envelope, it's going to be closed, and then people will want to display it anyway. So it doesn't bother me too much that it's not staying closed, because that's not how it's going to be anyway, right? All right, let's start with our greeting. So I have a piece. This is from the, oh my goodness, I just forgot the name of it. I hope it's a current die set. I was digging around through my white scraps and I found this one. So this is one we're going to use, but I will have the whole supply list in the video description. And if this is a retired label, then I apologize. Just go ahead and use a different label. We're going to use a Sending Hugs greeting, and I use that in Pretty Peacock. My goodness, my mind is just frazzled today, I guess. All right, now I'm going to use this little sprig. This is on our punch, this is this little tiny sprig here. There's a coordinating stamp in that layering leaf stamp, so I'm going to stamp that down here, also in Pretty Peacock. Now you're going to need 3 of these total. I've already done some of the stamping in advance, so you don't have to worry about that. So we're just going to go ahead and stamp 1 of everything. All right, now in our Lost Lagoon ink, we have a circle. This is from our Stylish Shapes dies, and this is going to be our inside greeting. So I'm going to stamp this in Lost Lagoon right in the middle, thinking of you. And that will go right on the inside of our card base. So let's set that one aside. We're going to keep our Lost Lagoon ink out, though. We are going to stamp another leaf. We need 4 of these leaves total. So I'm going to grab that. That is a 2-step stamp. So let's grab this one. And I just have scraps of basic white that I'm using. So we have that one. And then I'm going to grab a piece of scratch paper. And this inside piece that's going to fill in the leaves, I'm going to stamp off. And that will give us a lighter shade of that Lost Lagoon. So we have that fill in, but it's a coordinating color, but it still is that same shade. Okay. All right. That's our Lost Lagoon. Putting these away as I go to clear off my desk. All right. And our final ink is Crushed Curry. Now we're going to need 3 of this leaf. And this leaf is the more solid one. So we're just going to stamp 1 here. Remember, if you're doing this, you're going to need 3 for your card. I've already done some in advance, so we're just going to move right along. All right, now grab your punch. The punch is sold separately. It is not sold in a bundle because we've had the punch for a while. This is not a new punch. So you may already have this punch in your stash, but it's going to coordinate perfectly. It's going to line up perfectly, and we're just going to punch these out. So we have our Crushed Curry leaf. We're going to line up our Lost Lagoon leaf. Okay. And then we're going to line up our little sprig, which will line up perfectly in this little spot right here. All right. I think it's hard for me to get it at this angle, but I think we got it. All right. All right, clear off any scraps that also got punched out. And let's bring in all of our leaf pieces. So we're going to need 4 of our Lost Lagoon pieces. I have those here. We're going to need 3 each of the others. So we have 3 little sprigs and 3 of the Crushed Curry ones. All right, so let's get this put together. On the back of the Sending Hugs piece, I'm going to put some adhesive on the top and the bottom. I'm just going to run a line of adhesive on the top and the bottom, and we're just going to stick our pieces in the order that we want along that top and the bottom. So I'm going to start on the top with one of my little sprigs. This is going to be in the front. So I'm going to start with that one, and I'm just going to place it like this. I'm going to bring this back in so you can see what we're looking at here. I'm going to do a Crushed Curry leaf on the side here. By putting the adhesive on the back here, you're ensuring that you don't have any adhesive on your leaves. Some of the leaves hang over, so you don't have to worry about getting adhesive in places that you don't want it. All right, I'm going to go with a Lost Lagoon leaf back here, and then one more Crushed Curry leaf, and we're going to kind of drape this one over the side like that, just so it's kind of hugging that tab there. That tag. Okay, now we're going to put dimensionals on the back of this, so if they're not sticking completely, don't worry, we're going to anchor them down further with dimensionals. All right, let's work on our bottom. I'm going to put one of those little sprigs coming out right here, and another one coming out going this way. And you can finagle with this just to get it just the way you want it. I think with mine, when I was making my original one, it took me a couple of times. I was moving stuff around, wasn't completely happy with the placements. I was moving things around, so don't be afraid to just keep moving things around. It's all right. This one's gonna kind of hug the bottom down here, and then we have one more that's gonna get tucked in back here just like that. All right, so that is our little cluster. Isn't that fun? All right, now we're just gonna carefully turn this over, and we're gonna use some dimensionals, and I have this sheet of dimensionals that's almost done. So we're gonna use these edge pieces, which is gonna be really great. We're just gonna sandwich those leaves in between the tag and these, the dimensional, and that will keep everything nice and secure right across. All right, so peel these off. All right, and we're going to stick this to another circle that I die cut with the Stylish Shapes. This is the largest in Lost Lagoon, and we're just going to stick this right in the middle. So anything that is sticky on the back has been covered up with dimensionals, and we have that all adhered down, so we have a nice clean back. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, let's bring in our card base again. Now the biggest thing that you want to remember about this is that you don't want to adhere both sides. If you put adhesive on both sides, you're going to glue your card shut. So just make sure you only put it on one side. So I like to kind of center it exactly where I want it. And then on the side that I don't want the adhesive, I want to make sure that I'm putting adhesive on the left side. So I'm going to open up on the right side. I'm just holding it in place. And then I'm just going to put some dimensionals right here on the left side. And that's going to ensure that I can peel that off now. So I know that this half needs dimensionals. So I'll grab another piece of my edge piece here. Which side was it? It's this side. All right. You can put it on half of it. Just make sure that you don't put it on the whole thing. All right, now we're going to go ahead, bring back in our card, and we're just going to center this back up again. Make sure none of those leaves hang over the edge of the card or it won't fit in an envelope. There you go, isn't that pretty? So let's finish up the inside. So I have a piece of DSP. So when I cut these DSP pieces, I cut it at 5 3/8, so you're left with just a little scrap of DSP. I think this one is 5/8. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere it to here. This is just a little scrap. Normally, it's probably one that would go in my scrap bin or my trash. And so I decided I'm just going to go ahead and use it up on my card. So we're just going to kind of lay this down kind of where the seam of those two cards are. So that's going to disguise that a little bit more. And then this piece is going to go right on the inside. Just going to layer that right in the center, and then flip this over and trim off the excess of that. And that completes your card. Oh wait, no it doesn't. We have to add our gems. Look at these beautiful gems. Now I'm using our glossy dots. These are another accessory that is not new in the catalog, but we've had these for a while, but I sure love these. So I'm going to use, these are Pool Party, but I think they coordinate well with our Lost Lagoon. So I'm going to use 2 of the bigger ones up here. I'm going to use another bigger one down here. I'm going to use 5 total. And I'm going to use 2 of the smaller ones. I'm going to put one here and one here. And that completes our card. So you'll have to tell me in the comments, do you prefer the Crush Curry card base? Or do you prefer the Lost Lagoon card base? Which one do you prefer? So it's the same DSP, it's the same exact supplies, just a different card base, and then we just flipped that DSP to get a different view on each of them. All right, guys, I hope you love this stamp set as much as I do. This is the Layering Leaves. You can shop for this in my online store. If you are watching this on Facebook, please like and subscribe to my channel. That really helps me out. And you can shop my online store using this host code. This is the host code for June. In July, I will have a brand new host code, but if you're shopping in June, please use that host code for extra benefits. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Bye.